In this video, I'm going to discuss the Fieldwork project for the capstone course ELFH 616. Remember that the Fieldwork project is the second major project for the capstone course aside from the program portfolio. So for the Fieldwork project, you have some options. There are three options that you can choose from to complete the Fieldwork project for this class. The first option is a formal internship. This option is great for students who don't have very much experience in HR or who are full-time students. This option, the formal internship, requires that you are basically embedded within an organization and you complete a project for them over the course of the semester. The second option is an applied project. Now, this is the option that is it's most popular, that most students will do for the capstone course. The applied project is similar in nature to many of the HAT projects that you have completed for other classes, but this applied project asks you to cut across various competencies and various program goals so that you're really bringing together many of the different things that you've learned over the course of your master's program. And like I said, it's the most popular because most of our students are full-time working, and this just makes most sense for them. Now, this project should be above and beyond your current job responsibilities. So don't be tempted to think, well, I'm working on this big project at work, I'm just going to count it for my fieldwork project because I'm already working on it. It should be an above and beyond kind of situation. And then the third option is a research project. The research project it can be a very difficult project to undertake for full-time working students, and it's the least popular of the three options. What this will require is that you complete basically an integrative lit review that would be suitable for publication. You'll work with a faculty member here at the U of L, and you will complete that research project. And there's in the syllabus there's an outline of what's required for that, but it should result in publication quality work. So it's a big undertaking. Now, for all of the three options, there are 5 components, 5 things that you'll need to take care of, regardless of the option you choose. There are five different things that you need to take care of. The first is your fieldwork contract. The second is your supervisor evaluation. The third is an activity log. Fourth, the actual product, the paper or project or whatever it is that you actually produce. And then the fifth thing is a presentation. So I'll go over each of these very briefly so that you get an idea of what I mean. So the first thing is the fieldwork contract. Now again, regardless of the option you choose, you will complete this contract with a fieldwork supervisor. So that will be someone in your organization if you are doing the internship or if you're doing the applied project. If you're doing the research project, then that would be a faculty member here at U of L. But you will basically outline the goal, the overall goal that you want to complete for this project. You'll talk about the activities to achieve that goal, and then the various products that you have in mind for this project. Now, what's really important here are 2 things. Number one is that you need to outline the program competencies that you'll be utilizing to complete this project. Now, if you have forgotten what the program competencies are, don't stress about it. That's provided to you in Blackboard. So, for example, investigate the gap, produce interventions, leading change, evaluating outcomes. Those are some of the program competencies. You'll choose at least 2 of those to address this project. Now remember, as I said, this project should cut across the various classes that you've taken. It shouldn't just be a repetition of what you've done before, so it should cut across and utilize various competencies. But you do not need to use all of the program competencies. There are 5 of them. You don't need to use all of them. And you should also keep in mind that you'll be evaluated when you're done with this. You'll be evaluated on what you promised to deliver. So the various competencies that you choose to write down here, the various products, you'll be evaluated by your supervisor, by your fieldwork supervisor on these. My best advice for this is that you try not to be overly ambitious when it comes to putting together the fieldwork contract. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. Do it the other way around. So this is something that we'll work on together, you and I, and we'll make sure that this is something that is acceptable to both of us as well as your supervisor. The next piece is the evaluation. As I mentioned, this will be sent to your supervisor at the end of the semester, and they will evaluate your work based on the program goals that you have indicated. So as an example, program goal number 1, investigate the gap. If you utilize that program goal in your project, then your supervisor will rate you on those competencies provided there. Now, if you don't include program goal number 1, then your supervisor will not rate you for the investigate the gap competencies. So again, hopefully that makes sense. If we go back, remember in this first column, the column on the very left-hand side where it says specific processes, courses utilized, and program competencies, let's say you list competencies 2 and 3 only. Well, when it comes to the evaluation, then your supervisor will only evaluate you on producing solutions and implementing and leading change, program goals 2 and 3. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Those things will be parallel. I will administer this evaluation, so this isn't something that you have to worry about when it comes to the end of the semester. I will take care of this, but it's important that you give me accurate information for contacting your supervisor so they can complete this in a timely manner. But that is my responsibility to do at the end of the semester. Another piece of this is your fieldwork log. Now, everyone will complete this regardless of the option that you choose. You should document all of the work that you complete. If you do any sort of lit review kind of stuff, if you look for research, if you are, whenever you're working on your project, you should log all of those hours. This is also important. Your fieldwork supervisor will sign off on this, so they'll also make sure that you're being accurate with your hours. Everyone's fieldwork log should add up to 75 hours. That's for everyone. So if you do option number 1, the internship, option number 2, the applied project, or option number 3, the research project, everyone's fieldwork log should add up to a minimum of 75 hours. Okay, that's important, 75 hours. The biggest piece of this, the biggest piece of the fieldwork project is the tangible product. So this should be something that you will upload to LiveText, that you'll upload to Blackboard. I have provided some examples for you, but some examples that I've seen in the past are, for example, an employee handbook, an HR training, an orientation program. Someone created an orientation program. One person created a website of resources for their organization. So there's lots of options. It's very open, and that will be negotiated between me and you and the needs of your organization. And yeah, so that's what that'll look like. Now, the only caveat is option number 3. Option number 3, again, is an integrative lit review that should be suitable for publication. So that's what option number 3 is all about. And then lastly, the final piece is the presentation. So essentially, you will present the work that you completed over the course of the semester. You will present that to the class at the end of the semester. So I know that's a lot of moving pieces for the fieldwork project, but just keep in mind that we'll negotiate all of that up front. You'll sign that contract. Everything should be very clear for you. And then, of course, I'm here to support you throughout the semester as you are completing your work for the fieldwork.